Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tap In with Tristan. They got another Fit Lab 15 segment. We got an excellent student athlete right here, taking out some time in his day. So I'm really excited about it. I don't want to hold you up too much with the introduction, but before we get into it, just make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that we get alerted when we get this beautiful content out. All right, so enough with all that. Let's get right into it. We got Mr. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. Talk to him, boss man.
My name is Ennis Rakestraw Jr. I'm the starting corner from Missouri. I wear number 2 this year. I played my freshman year, so that was exciting for me to play all 10 SEC games as a starter. So it's a lot of stuff I learned and a lot of stuff I can improve on.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah, when do we start playing football, dude? You know what I'm saying? Tell the people where you're from. You know what I'm saying? Where you from, man? Where'd you grow up at, man? Because we're gonna have people from all over the United States watching this.
Okay, I'm from Dallas, Texas, man. Texas is the best state, but I'm from West Dallas. I grew up with my mom. My mom had me at the age of 15, so I ain't have no biological father. My stepdad came into my life when I was about 2 or 3 years old, and he took that male role for me. He the one who introduced me to football. I started football when I was 5 or 6 years old. He taught me how to play, and he told me he just wanted me to be active. He didn't know that I would be this talented in it, but I appreciate him and I thank him for that, for putting me in.
So you started early. That's beautiful, boss man. So you had a gentleman come and take on the role as the father figure in your life, and you've been kind of hitting the ground running. Now in Dallas, man, it's a hotbed of athletes, man. How did you thrive in that environment? Was you good, man, or you had a lot of work to do? Talk to me about that early ages if they will cross over to like the high school.
Okay, early ages when I was right around Pee Wee football and stuff. I was very frustrated because I was introduced to football, but I always wanted to be the best at everything. But in football, you got to be level-headed because you ain't gonna be the best in everything. You got to work on what you good at and other people good at certain things. But going into high school, I was one of the smallest guys. I mean, middle school. I started middle school. Middle school, I was a small guy, probably like 5'6". I just grown to 6 feet recently, but I was smaller. But I had heart. My stepdad always told me have heart, like be a dog. And then they helped me a long way because they helped my work ethic because I didn't want nobody to outbeat me in my job because I'm a competitor. I'm a competitor to the end. I try to win means necessary. So when I got to high school, I went to Duncanville High School, by the way, one of them top high schools. But when I got to Duncanville, really that good. So, my class, we decided we wanted to change it in the class before me. So my 10th grade year, I was on varsity. Really didn't have no offers. Biggest offer probably was Grambling State. Going into my junior year, we went to state, but we lost to a Hail Mary. My offers kind of picked up a little bit, but it wasn't no Division I school. It wasn't no Power 5 schools. So, going into my senior year in the summertime, I dislocated my elbow. I was depressed. I didn't know what was next. I felt like football would go come to an end sooner. But it had no big schools that I felt like I can play at. So during my rehab, I had to do a lot of thinking about what I wanted to do. And, I just decided to just keep going. You never know what can happen. I never been a quitter, so why quit now?
Right.
Kept that mindset. We played a couple 5-stars, like 3 5-stars my senior year. I locked them all up. They didn't get no touchdown, barely had yards. So at the end of the year, I'm thinking I'm finna sign to Colorado State. My phone started ringing. Picked up Bama, Georgia, Baylor. I started picking up a whole lot of schools, South Carolina. So my recruitment was a little bit crazy, but it all paid off. I got Dallas Morning News Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
So all work paid off. Nobody believed in me, but I believed in myself. So as long as y'all believe in yourself and chase your dream, let nobody tell you no. Because a lot of people told me, if I would have listened to them, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So like I was saying, I was under the radar. It's okay to be under the radar. Just wake them up. That's your goal, to prove them and make them eat up their words. Because I remember a lot of the same coaches who offered me with the main one saying I was too small.
Right.
But down to it, they offered me. But it's a good feeling on my end because, like, they had to come back and apologize. I made that. That was my goal, to make people apologize or make people feel bad for what they said. Yeah, but now I'm in college having fun.
I mean, that's beautiful, bro. And that's very relatable. You know what I mean? Football is a contact sport. So there's certain measurables just off your physicality, just off your physique, that you get offers just off that before you even play the game of football. For you being, a smaller frame guy, there was a level of toughness and a level of perseverance that you had to show, you know what I mean? As well as the play. And you did that. So how's the family? How's the family going through this, man? You're going through these things. The recruitment started picking up a little bit later as you was having success, as well as the team was having success. You know what I mean? Was there a level of frustration for them, or was there enjoyment for just having schools wanting to be a part?
To speak on my mom and behalf, so I told my mom, like, I was out with my old high school coach. We were just at his house. And I picked up an offer. My first couple offers was from like UConn and Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a Division I school. So I'm like, wow, I picked up a Division I school. Then the next day, you get 2 more offers. So I'm like, okay, now my mom and stepdad, like, we all kind of like shocked a little bit, like they finally realized. So, my people was proud.
Yeah.
But it was an offer that my mom them like knew like I wanted in the world. So I used to always, so growing up, I'm an Alabama fan. Don't ask me why I didn't go, please. Like, but yeah, I've been a Bama fan my whole life. That's who I modeled my game after, Alabama players.
Right.
Nick Saban, physical player. He like a hard working player. He like players that are winners. So I always model my game after them. So I was just sitting in the house one day, and then Alabama recruit just texted me. He was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." He was like, "We evaluating your film. We're gonna get back to you." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Man, they not gonna offer.
They're not gonna hit me up.
hit me up." Next day, I'm getting ready to go to the park. I told my mom I'm finna go to the park, just play basketball a little bit. And then he texted me on my phone. I was like, yes, sir. He told me, call me real quick. It still ain't done on me yet. That's what he meant. Cause everybody called me and they've been offering, but I'm like, man, Bam not gonna offer.
They're not gonna offer me, nah.
So he called. He said, you received the offer from Alabama. I was like, I just paused for a long time. He was like, you still there? I'm like, yes, sir. I said, hold on, I'm muted. I ran in there, told my mama. My mom and stepdad just mouth dropped. They was like,
stuck. Like what?
That's what you always dreamed about. And it didn't seem real until like a week later. Cause everybody calling you big time now. When you get Alabama, I guess you pretty much big time. But Nick Saban called me and he was like, I'm coming to your house. So I'm like, man, he finna come to my house. He pulled up in my front of my house. I ain't even walk outside, chick. I'm like, man, this gotta be a dream. Like I ain't this Nick Saban come to my house. Man, he came in my house and even my little brother knew who he was. Cause
this is the top of the top when it comes to college, and they see enough in you to want you to come to their school. That has to be an awesome feeling, bro. So what made the decision going into Mizzou? How did we pick Mizzou?
How we picked Mizzou? It was pretty much Mizzou. Well, Mizzou was really like my biggest offer because they offered me before everybody, but had a relationship. They built a relationship with me because like my recruitment blowed up at the end, so I really didn't know who I could trust and who I couldn't.
Exactly.
I went with the feeling where I had a mutual like thing with them. My mom felt me safe being there.
Okay.
And then like I ain't never went into a program who was already good. Like I always had to get it out the mud mentality. So I ain't want to go to no school where I feel I don't get it out the mud and like they already the top of the line. I like to work for my recruitment. I had to work for. It was a lot. It was a thing like that.
That's a part of who you are.
But I committed to Bama though. I told Nick Saban himself before signing day, the day before, he called me at night. I was driving home. He was like, "So what you gonna do?" I told Nick Saban, I said, "I'm committing to Bama." He was like, "We're so glad to have you." But I woke up the next morning and feel it.
Yeah,
I was
feel
like,
it.
feeling it. And I just was thinking, because it was out of Alabama, Texas, and Missouri. And just kept thinking about Missouri. I told my mama right before, like 5 minutes before signing day, like, I'm not going to Bama, I'm going to Missouri. So my mama had all the shirts still in her bag because it was one of them. It's so frustrating. That's why y'all got to take y'all time, breathe, think. When you get your offers and you put them on the table, you gotta weigh in the good and the bad, but don't overthink it. Like, go out and enjoy your time with your friends and stuff, bro. Like, get your mind off that because it's real stressful. Then you got school on top of that. Then you still some of y'all still got football games to be played. So kind of like hinder yourself from thinking about it that much because it was really stressing me out like bad. I didn't even want to go to sleep. I didn't want to eat. It was like a thing I dreamed for. Everybody dreamed to get all them offers, but when it's the time come, y'all don't know how stressful it is. Like, it's extremely stressful. And then schools coming to my school every day asking me, do I had to turn down schools like USC. Coach came in there and he was like, "I got one spot left. Would you be interested?" I had to tell him no because I had one OV left and my mama already was tired of going week to week to week to different states.
Right.
So we were just tired physically and emotionally. Like, I didn't even want to go to school. I'm so tired of being on planes, riding around different states, different weather. Like,
It started taking a toll on you, man. And then, like you said, man, people coming in at different parts of the recruitment process. You don't quite know who to trust. And this is something that you and I even talked about a little bit offline, is that coaches move. They move a lot, you know what I'm saying? So you can be there and they can be gone within your 4 year window. So you have to take a look at a lot of things. You got to look at the networking aspect. You got to look at this, the student part of it. Do I like it if I'm a student? The major, when am I going to major? So there's a lot of moving parts. So I appreciate you being transparent.
yeah. And then Missouri had the #1 journalism school, which I want to talk about sports regardless, but no matter what, I feel like when football come to an end, because one day I just want y'all to know, y'all one play away from not playing football again. So you can't always think about football. You gotta think about, if football was to leave today, what would I have tomorrow? So I have journalism. Everybody want to be a sports analyst, and that was the path I decided to take. Cause like when football over for me physically, I still would want to talk about it. I still would want to be a part of the game, get a feel for it, because that's what I thrive my life around. That's
Right.
my peace. That's my therapy. Football be your therapy sometimes.
That's beautiful, boss man. I really appreciate you sharing this free game, man. So let's talk about like you being somebody that's essentially a late bloomer, and what I'm saying, growing into his frame. How important is taking care of their body, especially in a game like football, but for all sports, where we're talking about sports performance training, places such as Fit Lab, or even working out at the school. Talk to them about that.
Okay, you always want to take care of your body. You always want to work on your weaknesses. When, like with you, when we went to fitness lab, you was working on my hips. I had a little shift in my hips before, and now like working out with you, only like the 3 days or the 2 days we worked, I'm already feeling like improvement where I'm moving and stuff, and then like, let's go help me on the field. Everything you do translates to the field. If you don't have a poor work ethic, when the things get tough in the game, you gonna fold. But if you always a hard worker, doing stuff, pushing yourself to the max, and even when it's at the max, you keep going. That lets your body know, like, in a game, when it's 30 to if it's 28 to 28, y'all on the one. It's gonna tell you like you train for this, like you train for man on man. If they like it trains your body to perform well. Then nutrition. I was 155 pounds going into college.
Mm-hmm.
172 right now. Like, it's improvement, and then I can feel like how it is. I'm just not no easy push around by gaining this weight, and I'm still gaining weight now. And now my body's starting to get toned out. So now, like, all the little nicks and bruises I had in high school, I don't got them in college no more because I'm building muscle around it.
Yep. You saying it, bro. You saying it, bro. And listen, man, I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm proud to be a part of the journey, even for just small increments. I'm proud to watch and I'm proud to see your development. And to hear the backstory, man, this is very, 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 very cool because there's going to be some similarities for some other people that watch this, man. Keep that underdog fight. And you know what I'm saying? Like keep that hunger, boss man. And like you said, man, just keep achieving what you've been achieving, man, and enjoy it. I think that's one thing that we fail to do sometimes as athletes, and myself as a former athlete, is enjoying the process, man. And you doing all those things, man. So you making the city proud, man. I just want to say I'm proud and congratulations.
Appreciate it, man. It means a lot when you have people in your corner when everybody ain't believing.
Now I'm proud, boss man. So we can sit here and talk forever, man, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. Until next time, man. Much love. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. I got one more thing, man. Like and subscribe and share. Y'all do that.
Yeah, appreciate that, boss man. Much
Yes.
love.
All right.